Hello, my name's Adriano. I'm the co-founder of Release Assist, and today I just wanted to give you a quick demo on the best way to use the Release Assist platform on your mobile. So first of all, it's a super easy to use platform. Me and my co-founder James, we're both artists and musicians ourselves, and we've built this with artists in mind. The sign up process is super straightforward. Like with any platform that you sign up for, an email and a password is needed. Once you put that information in, you'll be sent a verification email, and then once you go through with that, you can use the platform. When you're setting up your profile, you can set a profile picture and a name, and this is something you can actually adjust later down the line in your dashboard. So, whilst we're talking about the dashboard, let's just dive into what we see when we've got a profile on Release Assist. Okay, so firstly, the platform connection. So this is where you connect the platforms that you're actively using in order to release your music. So for example, if you're using Instagram and Spotify, you want to connect these platforms. And these two specific platforms have automatic connections. So you put in a URL or a username and the metrics will be read automatically. But other platforms that you can connect to Release Assist might need manual data input. There are many different platforms that you can use, and we're constantly expanding which platforms we're integrated with. So I would suggest that you use the main platforms that you're active on the most, the ones that you're already generating engagement with. And the next thing is the release assistant. This is something that I will go into more detail with later in the video. But once you've got more information in Release Assist, you can actually ask it questions about the strategy and the forecast, and you can have conversations with it about what you can do to improve your strategy. But we have a few different things to set up before this will be most effective. And obviously at the top, as I mentioned before, you can edit your profile, you can change your profile picture, you can change your name. There's a little Easter egg in there if you care to find things like that. It's quite fun. I'm not going to spoil it for you now. Right now we have a feedback button because Release Assist is currently in beta. So anyone who's using Release Assist can give feedback on the platform and tell us what you're enjoying, tell us what you're not enjoying, and we can make sure that we're integrating things to make sure that Release Assist is as good as possible. Okay, so let's go into the projects. So when you create a new release, you need to fill out all the information it asks for. So the title of your song, the genre, your target for the amount of streams you want to get. And also it will ask, do you want to opt in to getting emails? And these emails are related to your to-do list. We'll talk about the to-do list later in the video, but when you have time-sensitive recommendations, these emails will be sent to you in order to remind you to do the things. Okay, so once you've filled in all the initial information, the next thing I would suggest you do is the release setup. So the release setup is where you put all the information specific to your campaign. So if you've got a mailing list, put that in there. If you've distributed and you've got a pre-save link, put that in there. And what that does is it ensures that the to-do list that we provide you doesn't give you things that you've already done. It will also affect your forecast because we'll know what you've already done for your strategy and how that's going to affect the amount of streams you may get. Okay, so once you've filled out the release setup, you want to hit generate forecast. And this is where the magic happens. All of the information that you've given us in your platform connections, in your release setup, it's going to play a part in building this forecast to tell you, okay, this is what we think you can achieve. And the function of the forecast isn't to say you will definitely reach this amount of streams. It's to have a goal that you can work towards. Okay, so once the forecast is generated, you'll see a graph which kind of outlines how many streams we think you'll get over time. Underneath that, in this orange box, you'll see how many streams you set as your goal and how many streams we think you'll get. And there's also a button to go to your to-do list. I would suggest that you read for your insights. You have an expert analysis which tells you what's great about your campaign so far and what kind of things we can grow on. And then at the bottom, we have the boost factors. And again, it's telling you this is what's really great about what you've got set up, because it's so important to know, okay, look, you've built something really great so far, but it can be better. It's there to make you feel motivated and to see your potential. Okay, so let's go into the to-dos. When you first go into your to-dos, you need to generate them. And your to-dos will be organized by priority. So there will be what you need to do right now, what you need to do this week, and what you can do later. Now, as I mentioned before, you will be emailed about these time-sensitive to-dos because there are things that you need to do before your song comes out. And if you're approaching your release date, then we need to kind of bring that accountability so that you can do the best for your release. Okay, so I would suggest that you read all of your to-dos. You can pin the one that you find most important, and you can also dismiss ones that you don't feel like you need to do. And if there's one that you're not quite sure what it means, you can hit the little speech button and it will pre-fill a question into our release assistant and it will explain to you what that to-do means and how you can go forward and do it. Every time you complete a to-do, you hit that little circle there and it will turn green. It will disappear from your to-do list. We have a point system where each of the to-dos are equal to a certain amount of points, and the more points you get, in principle, the stronger your strategy. And again, for accountability, we will email you with time-sensitive to-dos. Okay, so now let's go on to the final thing, and my personal favorite thing is the release assistant. When you go into the release assistant, you can ask it specific questions about your overall campaign. So you can ask it, what is the most important to do for me to do today? You can ask it to brainstorm ideas for content. So what kind of TikToks do I need to make? This is my genre. What kind of things work with this genre, and it will give you a breakdown of all the things that have been working for other people, and you can integrate that into your campaign. Release Assist is built to supercharge your release campaigns with forecasting, goals, a to-do list, and accountability. Obviously, you've made great music, obviously you've got a great brand, but the difficulty is getting people to see you and then move over to be a fan of your music. So happy forecasting, and let us know if you have any feedback for the platform.